What's up, guys? My name is Charlie Mercury, and welcome to this live episode of the Quiet Tavern podcast. As always, we are joined by the one and the only Atomic Lake.
Hello.
And today we have a very special, it's a very special edition because we have a very special guest. His name, as you know, Mr. Elias Pandy.
What's up?
So we figured we'd do this one live for reasons. Nothing more than I just wanted to do it live. So this is what it's going to be. I don't know how long the stream's going to be, but we'll have some light conversation, and also apologies for the background noise. We're recording this live from Northwoods Vape Escape in Hayward, Wisconsin. Shout out to Justin for letting us use the space to record. So we are going to get kind of right into the we're going to get kind of right into the action here with our first story of the day. So as you know, YouTube has issued kind of an open letter to the community. Here's what it reads. It reads, and I quote, "Many of you have been frustrated with our lack of communication recently." You fucking think? You're right to be. You deserve to know what's going on. Like many others, we were upset by the video that was shared last week. Suicide is not a joke, nor should it ever be the driving force for views. As Anna Akana put it perfectly. Quote, that body was a person someone loved. You do not walk into a suicide forest with a camera and claim mental awareness. You want to read the rest of this?
We're at.
So we're right here. We expect more.
We expect more for the creators who build their community on YouTube, as we're sure to do. To the channel violated our community guidelines. We acted accordingly, and we are looking at further consequences.
And so it goes on to read that it has taken us a long time to respond, but we've been listening to everything you've been saying, and we know the actions of one creator can affect the entire community. So we'll have more to share soon on steps we are taking to ensure a video like this is never circulated again. Now, I don't know about you, but I'm gonna put the mic down in front of us and see how that sounds. But that personally... Okay, so that personally scares me. Because... Yeah, hold that. Yeah, I'll put that right there. So, I'm not sure if that puts anyone else at, like, alarm or concern. But, this is kind of something that is really a problem. Not just with the Pauls or in their otherworldly shenanigans. I don't know exactly what they're thinking about there. But
that's the thing, they weren't thinking.
Exactly. Like that's just it. I don't think they were thinking, because you know.
It's like basically.
Right. It's like, do you go into a? You don't go into a hospital, like the sick wing of a hospital, expecting all roses and sunshine. No, there's gonna be people who are on their deathbeds. You go in there with the most tact and responsibility you can, and if you fail to, then that's your fault. And people look up to the Pauls. I don't know why, but they do. And for him to do something like this, it's very damaging to all creators, even the small ones like you and I.
Yeah.
So, and what kind of freaks me out the most is that they said steps, that they are taking steps, but that scares me a little bit.
So we're talking about the guidelines, right?
Right, we're talking about the guidelines. Okay. So, hang on, I'm gonna look at my mic stand real quick.
Yeah, so basically it's just damaging our channels right now, and of course you gotta work hard on your channel. And where did you put it? Like what are you trying to get? Oh yeah, there's a tripod. Okay.
Okay, so we're back.
Yeah, I hope you can hear me better. I'm just gonna carry the microphone.
Right. So let me see. Does chat have anything to say right yet? Nope. Chat's empty. Oh well.
Yeah, well. Let's go into the VOD anyway.
Right. So I don't know. I like having streams like this where like the chat's like active, but like there's almost like no one watching it right now. So we're just kind of sitting here talking to each other like we normally do, which I'm totally fine with. And honestly, I don't know what really else I expected, but you know. All right, so yeah, we were talking about how it was damaging to. It's damaging for YouTube as a business because that drives away companies who are trying to that put ads on YouTube to try to advertise their product. And that's kind of how like the whole adpocalypse started as a whole was.
Because PewDiePie.
Right, because PewDiePie said like what he made like a Nazi joke.
Yeah, he made like a Nazi joke in the was it the Wall Street Journal reacted to it,
and he got
and they got rid of ads on YouTube.
He like they just dropped him though. Like, as a whole, they just dropped PewDiePie.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like, their biggest content creator, and they just dropped him.
No.
Like a sack of potatoes. Lost his deal with Disney and everything, but
what were you looking at there? What are you trying to look at? Trying to keep the conversation going.
All right, so I'm just looking at the dashboard.
Okay.
So moving on to our weekly pro wrestling segment, which I kind of enjoy looking.
Oh boy. This shit should be good.
I know, right? I mean, I spent like a good chunk of time like doing research for this, 'cause it's like I listen to like different podcasts in my spare time, so this is kind of, I know I have a couple of video game stories here, then we can just talk for a bit. But all right, so we'll start with the lighter story. Was that they so they signed a new person to NXT. Her name is Candice LeRae. She made it to, I believe, the quarterfinals of the Mae Young Classic.
Yep.
Where she lost to the eventual runner-up, Shayna Baszler.
Shayna Baszler?
I think I've mentioned the name before.
I think you did.
Yeah.
On our last podcast or whatever that was.
So, and as a note here, I've got she's married to current NXT wrestler Johnny Gargano.
Really?
Uh-huh. So, on the topic of signings, so Ricochet and War Machine, they have finished up their final indie dates. Ricochet dropped the PWG championship to, I believe, Chuck Taylor?
Yeah.
After
Taylor.
After a pretty good match, from what I've heard. And both Hanson and Rowe have been like on the they've been on the on their farewell tour. Just from the mic there. I'm so professional. But yeah. So they've done their farewells. And now they're moving on to the Performance Center for a little bit, and then they'll debut on NXT probably after the Rumble. Either that or after Mania, I don't know. Now to like this, to really like, so here's something I just found online. So Jey Uso, he's one half of the current SmackDown Tag Team Champions.
Yeah.
He was arrested for a DUI.
Where was this at?
Texas.
Texas. Okay, you're gonna go to jail.
Well, no, he was let out that same day. This was back on Sunday. So they let him out the same day, and so PW Insider got in touch with WWE, and they said, and this is, if you look at the notes here, I say heavily paraphrased. It's heavily paraphrased. What Jey Uso does in his personal time is his own business.
No, not really.
So, you know, I don't think there's going to be much of any change in terms of what they're going to do on TV, at least as of right now. Now moving on to a very damning story, if this is true. Roman Reigns could be a possible steroid user.
A possible? I'm not really surprised.
Well,
it's WWE, because all those guys are like swollen. They're swole.
Well, actually, so their wellness policy, it's so strict that you can't take certain cold medicines. That's how strict it is. From one of the wrestlers themselves, they've even said this.
We got our friend Elias just like sitting here. What do you want to say about it?
Dicks. Look, if you hand me the mic, I'm gonna say some shit that you don't like, that people. Yeah, but you know what?
He's obviously gonna say.
That's just me, man.
Some crap,
okay.
Because.
Am I telling you to stop?
And again, no.
Well, then there you go.
Actually, I got a bit of a story to tell.
Go for it.
Go for it.
So today, me, Charles, and Wyatt actually went to Spooner today, and the thing is,
Name drop.
We were doing some Rick and Morty impressions in the car, but the thing is, because we were too busy doing that, I was not looking at the speedometer because I'm the only one here with a license. And so me, Wyatt, and Charles, we were all just chatting, and I didn't look at the speedometer, and I was going 35 on a 25-mile-an-hour road, and a cop pulled us over. And the thing is, like, I've been pulled over a few times, and I mean, it was just a normal thing, you know. I went over the speed limit. He just gave us a verbal warning. But the thing is, like, both Charles and Wyatt, they looked like they were freaking out. Like, I mean,
all right. Okay.
Like,
it's not the first time that I got pulled over with somebody.
It's not the first time for me.
And I was
either.
like, freaking.
But it's always like
I was like 10 years old when it happened.
But like, it's always like the shock of like getting pulled over. It's like, oh shit, what do we do? What's gonna happen next? Like, it's not even the fact that I was terrified that we were gonna like. I didn't think anything bad was gonna happen. Like, I figured at worst it would have been like, here's a ticket, don't do it again. And I'm lucky that all it was just the verbal warning. Yeah, just hey, just don't do it again. So, I know that was fortunate. You got anything else you want to add?
I kind of got my day of birth wrong. I said like 9/11, but I was like no. That ain't it. Because like on September 11th, you know what happened, right? So I'm not even gonna say it. I'm not even gonna say what happened on that day. I think it's kind of common sense on what happened on September 11th. And I thought I was screwed when I said September 11th. I was like, no, it's 14th, okay?
And the guy like that, like, you had to correct yourself on your birthday.
Yeah, I had to correct myself on my freaking birthday,
and
which was like red flag.
That's kind of sketchy.
Which was like red flaggish at the.
Right, because if you have to like correct your date of birth, then something ain't right there.
Yeah,
just as a whole.
No. It's either you're on drugs or you're hiding something in your car.
And that's even like something that they asked us was, do you have anything illegal in this car? And we're like, nope, nothing for our age at least.
No, not at all.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, I even there was nothing illegal in the car, but actually,
we don't do that shit.
No, we're smart enough to do that.
Except me, I do that. I do that.
Like, we're smart enough. Not me though.
Yeah, I do it occasionally. Like, I don't usually do it like every day, even though that'd make me a fucking rock star.
You'd think.
But I mean, I don't do that stuff as much as I used to. I used to do it a lot in the summer, back when I didn't have a lot. And now that I've got a shit ton, I mean, I've got I don't really, yeah, basically, okay, what I'm trying to get at is there was stuff in the car at a time, but at that time I had taken that stuff out, and so there was nothing illegal in the car.
Lucky, well, he bought like you bought like an airsoft gun today.
Yeah.
Oh, just thank God you didn't check the trunk.
Yeah, it was a fucking AK-shaped airsoft gun, and I mean, it looked like it. There was an orange tip, and it was made out of plastic.
You can't get arrested for that, right?
Exactly. You can't get arrested for having like a fucking airsoft, even if it is shaped like an AK. You can't get arrested for having an airsoft.
No,
the only way you would is if you had like if it looked like an actual weapon.
If I mean, if it was a real gun, then we'd probably get arrested.
Yeah.
No, it was an airsoft
That is
gun.
unless I had a license. If I had a license to carry, then they couldn't do anything about that.
It was an airsoft gun.
Yeah, so.
Else. So
Yeah.
what's our next topic? One.
Well, I don't know if we actually finished that. Here, actually, I'm gonna have you take the headset. All right. It's gonna sound bad, but it should be enough to get us through the podcast. So, this upcoming the mic's on.
Okay.
So, this next topic, well, we didn't really finish the Roman Reigns one.
No.
So, but I figured it's worth mentioning that it's only an accusation at this point, and there's been no confirmation from either side as to whether, actually no, I think Roman has issued some kind of, like, rebuttal. Let me look that up real quick. You guys just talk about whatever real quick.
All right.
So, what about that? So, explain to me how you explained how this Star Wars Battlefront thing.
Oh yeah.
What do you think about the campaign?
Okay, the Star Wars Battlefront campaign, they say it's canon, and yes, it is, in fact, canon. But the problem is, I mean, it's, of course, in true EA fashion, they do the least possible. That's just the way they are, and it really stinks that they do it that way, but, you know, that's just the way they do things, and it really sucks, because, you know, they're a big company. People look up to it. But the thing is, they're too busy trying to grab people's money instead of actually focusing on what matters, the game and the gameplay. And the thing is, the gameplay in multiplayer is like top notch. It's just that there's so much controversy about the game. There's so few people playing the game. My fiance's brother, Christian, he owns the game, and he owns it not because, it's one of the best shooters, quote unquote, but it's just because he's a big Star Wars fan. Like, he actually has a bunch of Star Wars battleship models.
Right.
And he's just a really big fan of the series, but it's sad because EA has completely butchered that series of Star Wars Battlefront, which is pretty much engraved how a Star Wars game should feel, and EA just ruins it and puts in a bunch of stereotypical shooter assets, and it's a real shame.
Okay, so turn my mic back on. So I've got an article from TMZ Sports, and let me see your headset for a second.
Sure.
I'm gonna get kind of tangled in all the cords here. Keep it as clean as possible.
Also, do you know where I could get a good quality but cheap microphone besides Best Buy?
The blue, pretty much.
Yeah, which he got his off Amazon. I got mine from Best Buy.
All right, I'm thinking about maybe I'm thinking if I save up my money, I might actually just what am I trying to say? I'm sorry.
It's fine. Take your time.
I feel like I might just save up my money a lot, and I don't know why I can't find my words. I guess, I'll just find the best mic that they have that's in the mid-price range.
Again, if I can just interrupt again, the blue ice is, I got mine for 50. I think it was $50, 55 if you get the care pack. If you get what am I looking for now? The replacement deal.
You kind of forgot it. What it was?
Right, and I even spent, and that was why I took so long when we went there last time. Was I was getting the care thing done. But yeah, so here's the headline from TMZ Sports says, WWE's Roman Reigns calls BS on steroid kingpin. I don't know you. Yeah, so here's a quote from. It says, WWE superstar Roman Reigns is 100% denying he bought steroids from an imprisoned PED kingpin, claiming he has no idea who the man or his company is. Quote, I have never heard of Richard Rodriguez or the Wellness Fitness Fitness Nutrition, Reigns said in a statement to Pro Wrestling Sheet. In a recent phone interview from jail, Rodriguez fingered Reigns along with Mark Wahlberg and Josh Dunamel, however you pronounce that, as celebs who purchased roids from him using aliases. Yeah, no. And actually, Roman's been flagged down by their by the wellness policy. I think 2 years ago was the right year, because he was he's the head champion.
Yeah.
Dropped it to Rollins and then dropped it to Ambrose. So they were going for a big triple threat at Battleground, and Roman was gone I think it was the entire build, because I think he made his return at Battleground. So I don't really know why he would even want to walk that fine line, especially because if they're grooming him up to be the next big guy. Like when you
much,
think,
yeah.
like when you think of WWE, you think of John Cena usually.
Yes.
The way Vince wants is that he wants you to think Roman Reigns.
I always think of Hulk Hogan because of memes, or
Randy Savage.
Macho Man.
Oh yeah.
Randy Savage.
Oh yeah.
I
can't really do the voice right now. I strained my voice while doing it earlier.
Whoops. I feel bad for asking now.
Hang on, why aren't I on there?
You are. Oh, the thing.
You are.
Yeah.
Well, because I made this A while ago, and B, I haven't made you an official member of the podcast yet.
Oh, okay.
It's kind of like how Post Malone is with the H3 podcast. You're like the friend of the show.
Oh, okay.
So, like, I'm open to have you on whenever, but I'm not going to make you a full member, because, again, that's just... Because then people expect you to be on each and every episode.
Oh, okay.
So doing it like this, I don't know, unless you can get, like, your own full recording equipment, then we could carry on as a three-man podcast again.
Yeah.
Hell, even Clayton hasn't even mentioned wanting to be on the show, so I should probably make a new one of these.
He did tweet out, he did tweet out on Twitter, he's like, I got to ask Atomic Leg and Charlie Mercury, I just want to get back in the
Oh, I don't remember that.
now.
Yeah,
He did tweet something about that. I know for sure he did.
Was it on, which account was it on? Was it on his?
Yeah, it's on his account.
Alright, so
account.
he doesn't tweet very often.
Because
So I should be able to find it then.
he changes his name a lot. I don't know what's going on with him right now.
Maybe he's going through an identity crisis. Because I think I've had only a handful of Twitter handles.
Because he goes through like patterns at this point, because he goes to my house like every 2 weeks, and then he doesn't come to my house like in every 2 weeks. So he goes 2 weeks here, 2 weeks, not here 2 weeks, here 2 weeks, and so on.
Right.
So
I think it's wonton crumbs. I believe
it's wonton crumbs.
Wonton?
Or no, it's not wonton. I think it's just wuna. Yeah, it's wonton. That's.
You want to take my seat?
Nah, it's okay. I don't want to use the headset. I'll just use the mic. We can split it this way.
All right. I mean, then I'll just mute. Which one is this on? Okay, that's on the first one. But I'll just mute that one then. So then, pin tweet.
While he searches that up, I got another story for you. I actually got a half shave a few weeks ago, and I really do like it. And the thing is, my girlfriend. Why do I always fluctuate?
Your fiance.
It's either girlfriend, fiance, or wife.
Yeah, and my fiance Bree, she really wants to get a half shave. Actually, no, I don't have a half shave. I have a fade, and she wants to get a half shave really bad, because I mean, I actually imagined it in my head, and she'd look really good.
So I found the tweet that he tweeted. So
Okay.
it's not like at Atomic Lake or at Mercury_P1. I didn't order a microphone. And that was back day after Christmas. So they haven't mentioned anything about wanting to come back to the show. But hey, if he wants to come back, I'm all.
Let me see that.
Yeah.
So he tweets frequently, I should say.
I thought it was tweets like very infrequently.
Yeah, really infrequently, and he doesn't really tweet that much, because I don't know what he's going through, or it's just like a phase, or I don't know.
Phase.
We just don't know what he's doing right now.
It's not a phase, Mom. This is the real me.
It's not a phase, Mom.
Shut your mouth.
RXD.
And shut your mouth.
And make my drink real
Okay.
quick.
And I'm trying to find the tweet here. I'm sorry if I'm not talking that much, but
Nah, what if I left it in the car? Oh, whatever.
I swore he tweeted something like, I gotta get in contact with Charlie Mercury and Atomic Lake.
Well, here,
to
let me check
get
my
on the pod.
mentions.
Yeah,
Because if he's tweeted, like if he tagged us
yeah,
in the tweet.
yeah, you should check your mentions, but like he was here, like he was at my house like 2 weeks ago, and I could have asked him to do a podcast with me, and I just don't know what's going on with him.
Hey, Charles.
Yeah.
Do you mind if I trade you PJ Bros for the papaya.
That's
Yeah,
mine
we're-
anyway.
If you hear like a sucking sound, then we're vaping
You can
right
fill
now.
up on it. I don't care.
Well, actually, I'd rather have papaya because I'm not getting enough flavor out of this one.
Kind of like a ventilation thing. I don't know.
I don't know.
What's up, guys?
Nothing much.
What's going on back here?
Recording a podcast.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, we do this almost every week.
Well, this one's live. Usually we just do it over Discord, but my internet's being a pain in the ass. So, like, I figured we would just get together.
From the Vape Escape.
Yep.
I like it.
Yeah.
Well,
should
we were
come
going to
here
do it at
more
the
often.
library,
But
Yeah, we're gonna do it at the
but
library.
they were
though,
closing
but
like
they
in
were
15 minutes. We were
closing.
like, oh shit, that's not long enough to do this.
Yeah, we're not
The
gonna.
Vape Escape's way cooler than the library.
Oh yeah. Well, now I can say that.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm not seeing anything in here about Yeah, no. Oh. Last thing he mentioned about the podcast was, quote, "Do you have an interest in a podcast, faggot?" Because I think he was talking to Ben.
Oh yeah, I think he was talking a bit. Let me see that.
Oh no, he said back in November. He says this weekend, preferably on Friday, I'm going to have a meeting with the old gang about our podcast.
Yeah.
So that was back in November. No, so that's back in like November. So I remember something about that. He never ever got in contact with either of us.
No, he didn't.
So I don't know whether he
had-
wants to.
I think it was the day he was like, "No, I'm gonna build a gaming computer and stuff like that," but he didn't.
Well, honestly, I'm down if he wants to come back.
Yeah, I don't really mind at all.
Especially because I'm not the one doing the editing anymore.
No, I'm like,
Like I just compile the notes. That's about it.
yeah, I do the editing. Or I at least syncing the audio.
Yeah, you do the audio syncing, which I thank you for.
Yeah.
Because the way I did it was so like meticulous that it's insane. Because like, so if you look back on the first episode of Opinionated, back when it was that, the way I did the recording was, so I had you all send me your audio, which was what, just you, me, and Ethan, right?
Yeah.
So it was the three of us. So I got the audio, started from the intro. So I cut out all the I cut out all the dead space between the intro and the start, or the start of the file and the intro, and then I would like cut out the dead space in our audio, condense it. Oh, what do you want?
It's just that I think we need to wrap this up because I need to get to Walmart and help Bree with something.
Oh, what time's it now? Oh shit! If you can go now, you can go now. We'll just keep doing the thing.
All right. Sure thing.
If we need a ride, we'll let you know.
Okay. So how long are you gonna do this?
I have no clue. For as much longer as for as much time as we can fill, we'll go. 'Cause I don't know exactly how long this is going to be.
All right.
So we'll see you in a little bit.
All right. Hang on. I'm gonna give you that coil.
Okay. Yeah. Next time I need a. Wait, how many things did you buy?
But 2 for me and 1 for you.
Okay.
'Cause, like yours last longer than mine do.
Yeah. If I need someone to put my coil in, I think I'll have you do it.
Okay.
Because I think I fucked up something putting mine in, so I'll just leave that to you from now on.
Sure.
Okay. So.
Just know the longer that I have to do this, the more I'm gonna have to say you might have to pay me. I'm kidding. You can. It's totally fine.
Okay. So.
I'll be back soon.
All right. So we're talking about the Roman thing.
Yeah, we're talking about the.
So all right. So yeah, it's only an accusation from a can we say jailed inmate.
Yeah.
So we don't know if there's any viability or credibility behind this. But I'm sure if there was something really major about this, then I'm sure that they would have said something by now.
Yep.
Okay, so moving on.
I think you had the right window. Okay.
Yeah, that's the right one. So we did the DOI, the steroid thing, signing, and other things. So we had like 2 more stories, and I think we can just talk for a bit. So have you heard anything about Nintendo Labo? Have you heard anything about that?
Yeah, there's like so much stuff on it on Twitter right now.
Yeah, like I didn't catch any of it. And I mean none of it.
It's like basically cardboard
That's what I heard.
for the.
It's like a cardboard add-on for the Switch, and I don't know if it's. You'd think it would have like some kind of a tie-in game, but like there's been like nothing. At least not that I've heard, at least.
No.
And again, I haven't really been looking into much. For
I know that you can play fishing on it.
Oh, fishing. It's all the
And
fun
you
about fishing, with none of the reward.
No, not really.
Did he take my PJ Bros vial?
What's that?
Did he take my PJ Bros vial with him?
What?
Did Elias take my vape?
I think he did.
Little bastard.
I mean, he's the one with the car right now.
Right, and he's already left.
Yeah.
And he's probably like on his way to.
He's on his way to Walmart right now.
Yep, because he has to go help his girlfriend move something.
I don't know, a mattress, something. But
You want to talk about that for a bit?
Yeah, like what was up with that?
I don't know, but like it's so awkward, like sitting there. Oh shit, Mike fell. But it's so awkward, like just sitting there and like listening to them, like
argue.
right. And like I don't know what to do about it, or how to make heads or tails of it.
I can't do nothing about it. It's their thing.
Like that's something that you two can hash out on your own time. Just keep us out of it.
Like right at the end, they started like, they say he's like, you know,
He got like really sappy at the end too. He's like, you know, I love you, right? And,
he's like,
and nothing's gonna change
know
that.
I
And
love
I'm
you,
like,
right?
and I'm like putting a gun to my head and going, just end me now. Just get me out of this. I don't care where you take me. Just get me out of here. Cause my God, Mike fell again. Son of a bitch. Screw it. You're going over here now.
He's like, you know, I love you, right? I was like, oh,
Oh, that's really touching. And I don't need to hear this. Move on. And like we're having a good fucking discussion too, and like his phone rings and he goes, "God damn it!" And we're like, "Oh God, here we go." Oh, this is fucking. And I love like venting about this because he's not here, so he can't really like bitch at us for talking about it.
Yeah, so
So that's good. And I don't think he watches this podcast. I don't believe so, at least.
no, I don't think he doesn't watch it.
And if he does, then, well, Elias, you now know what our thoughts are. Because, man, that's awkward.
Like for the whole card raid, like when we got, remember? I think he told us the story.
Like, after we got pulled over.
Yeah, after we got pulled over, we were like hotboxing, and the cop was like,
Oh, the cop was like,
he's
yeah.
like, how do you even breathe in there?
How do you breathe in here? You have to slow down on that for now.
I'm like, okay.
They're like, all right, you're the one with the gun here.
Shut your mouth.
Oh, it's fantastic. But yeah, no, it was like...
So, like...
Yeah, I think that's really all I've got to say about that. And like, I've got like one more thing to talk about. Cause I caught this while I was scrolling through Twitter one day. So they're doing another. Pokemon's doing another thing where like they're doing the year-long distribution events.
Yeah.
And this one's kind of different because the way they're organizing it is that. So they're distributing 2 different legendaries a month, but the one you get depends on what game you have. So like in the actual game, you can get Pokemon A, but in the distribution, you'll get Pokemon B.
I guess, you know.
I guess. I mean, I watched the trailer buffering as it was because my internet's being horseshit right now. Hence the whole reason for this. But yeah, that was like all I caught from it was just
like earlier today, we went to our friend's house, which I cannot say, but
you've seen her in videos before.
Yeah, you've seen her in videos before. I think it was like the road trip.
The road trip vlog, yeah.
The road trip vlog, and
I think that's really it.
Yeah, that was really it. And I went to that. Well, 3 of us went to the house, and and it was just a mattress in the middle of the middle of the living room,
Right.
and his fiance was just sleeping.
And her fiance was just like passed out there. And we're like, is he gonna be all right? Yeah, he's just sleeping. So sure enough, he just sat there snoozing while we were talking.
And we're talking about like really gross crap, and Charlie was just eye-boggled and stuff.
Oh, it wasn't really that bad.
No, it wasn't that bad. But I talked about like the grapefruit video.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
that monstrosity.
That's not gonna.
That's not advertiser friendly.
No, it's not.
It's very not.
And she told me that.
Alright, I think I've got the mic situated right now.
She told me that like, well, when you're working like 10 to 15 hours in the middle of the night, you really want to sleep all day.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay.
I mean, my mom does. My mom works security too, so I know what it's like. It's like at 9 o'clock every day every night I have to go start her car for her. At least now I do. So I just throw on a jacket, grab my vape, start her car, take a few hits, and go back inside.
Yeah, because you can't vape in the house.
Yeah, I get bitched at for vaping inside. And I'm like, all right. I mean, that's fine. I can do it outside. I mean, sure, it's the middle of fucking winter, but I don't care. So I just grab my jacket, just go outside, take a few hits, go back inside.
It's like 45 degrees out. It's winter.
Yeah, like for us right now, this is like nice.
Yeah. It's like really warm, but not anymore because it's like nighttime right now.
Right, the sun's already set.
Yeah.
I don't know. You want to do a stream later? At your place?
Yeah, pretty much.
Cool. I'm down for that.
Oh, okay.
You can say that. It's going to be on Twitch.
Yeah.
Twitch.tv/Atomic Lake. Or if you guys want to see that, you guys can see it. Right here. Actually, is it cool if I put a camera on? Do you care?
No, I don't care.
Okay. Then I'll throw a camera up. Because, like, I
Just don't get me in it.
Just don't get you in it.
Yeah.
I can do that. So it'll just have me on camera and have you off. We'll move that this way. Do it like this. Hey, there we go. So yeah, I think I just put the camera up now. I don't think we really have much stuff to talk about.
No, not really.
We
We went through the list.
Yep, went through our entire programming. So I guess I don't know. Don't really have much left to say.
Nope.
I guess plugs. I guess you can do outro. So thank you guys so much for watching this episode of the Quiet Tavern Podcast live. If you guys want to see more episodes like this, then I guess let us know in the comments below. Oh, also, I was going to tell you this earlier. So there's a podcast I watch, the Going in Raw podcast, and they're doing shout-outs for channels who want to help channels grow.
Yeah.
And so I'll be honest, I got a bit greedy, and I did both my channel and this channel. And the tweet that they left, I'll pull it up on my phone real quick, that they left for the podcast was fucking genius. I loved it. I think it was something like the quietest taverns, or the best taverns are always the quietest, something like that.
The best taverns are always the quietest.
Oh no, it's not. I have to go under all because it's not a mention technically. So let me pull it up. Okay, here we go.
He is pulling it.
I am pulling it up right now. You see my phone. I'm on Twitter. All right, so that was mine. Oh, and apparently, according to them, I have the most spaceman name.
The most spaceman name?
So here's like what's everyone. And also, you have the most spaceman name in the Friendo community. Check out Charlie Mercury Friendos. I'm like, ah! I like nerded out so hardcore that it was not funny. Where's the one they had? Oh, it wouldn't. Well, that's right. I'm on my account, not the Quiet Taverns account. I'm an idiot. My apologies. Yeah, they said, oh, the best taverns are always the quietest ones. Check them out, friendos. I'm like, oh, that, like, my first plan was, oh, that's kind of cool.
The quietest tavern.
The best, the quietest taverns are always the best ones.
Always the best ones.
Yep. So, thanks. So, I guess, shout out Going in Raw for giving us a shout out. Shout out for shout out. Is that a thing?
Yeah, shout out for shout out.
Shout out for shout out. So if you guys like good if you liked our pro wrestling stories, the ones I found. Oh wait, there was one more I had.
What was it?
The headliner for 2018's Hall of Fame.
Just do it real quick.
Goldberg. So yeah, if you guys like the pro wrestling stories you saw here, you can go check them out. YouTube.com/Steven Larson. YouTube.com/Steven Larson. And available wherever fine podcasts are, including the iTunes Sports and Rec category. I've like almost memorized their intro. It's very bad because I've watched it so often. So yeah, I guess that's really all we've got. So thank you guys so much for watching this, and as always, we will see you guys next week, probably. Later.